Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Let's cut it up on the dance floor to Metro City instead of cutting up our arms. I'm Shayzilla.
It was never just a phase, Mom. I'm Melissa Morbid.
And I'm Damien, and I wear cowboy hats on stage and sing the alternative music.
I'm Drew. I'm one of the founders of the Emo Trash Army.
Ooh.
Oh, very
That's
nice.
pretty good. And I'm Mike. I'm most likely to pack the trailer really, really well, and I can solve the Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes. Not world record time, but still.
That's
Sorry.
still very impressive.
That's really fast.
And
Fast.
we're the Goths next door plus Felicity.
Woo!
Yay!
Go.
Thank you for being here. This is super
Absolutely.
exciting.
Excited.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Today is
It's
a very,
pretty
very
exciting
big day.
for you guys.
Yeah.
It is.
No, or Coke.
Tell us why it's a big day. Give us a
wow,
spoiler.
yeah, of course.
Hey,
Yeah.
the Emo
It's a
Trash
single
release day.
Woo!
I should have had air horns. Brr, 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 brr.
We need a soundboard for all that stuff.
It's
We can make
Emo
it
Trash
right.
Day.
Nice,
What
Mike.
are
I need
these?
more of that. I need more cowbell.
More cowbell?
More
Where
cowbell.
are all our emo trash kids in chat representing emo trash?
Everyone
Yes,
is a little bit
Gothic
emo
Luna.
trash inside. And shout out to
Right.
Luna for helping us get connected and all of our. Apparently, we had a huge fan base overlapping that we didn't know
Yeah,
about.
we didn't know
It
about
was
that
meant
either.
to be.
So it's so cool.
Hell
And-
yeah.
I've known Mike since like what 2013, 2014.
Probably 2013, 2012. We met
Yeah.
through Antoine, and maybe we went to an FMF together as well. I was trying to remember, but it's been so long.
I know that we went to an AFI show together once.
Oh, that's right.
For
Okay,
sure.
I think that was at the social.
Yes.
You know, the beach home. Is it the beach
Yes,
home?
yes.
Social.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
that was such a good show too.
Seeing
Yeah,
it
that was great.
social would be insane.
I just
What a time.
they are my all-time favorite emo goth. I don't even know what they are. There's people put them on so many categories, but I'm just like, yeah, okay, that one. That would
It's
work.
Like emo punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
They're
in the
considered emo, but they predate it. Like they're from the early '90s.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
back when it was like all super posture check. Sorry, we get like posture check and hydration checked by our chat. So we got a hydration
Oh.
chat unless
Good
you guys
posture,
are
always
drinking.
good posture.
Posture check. Posture check.
Posture
Got it.
check.
Got
I
it.
mean,
If that's
posture check's
fun.
whatever it
Damn.
means to you. If you want to keep bad posture, that could be your posture
Yeah.
check.
I believe in great posture, so I really appreciate it.
No, I think it was Drew's moves. His posture. He fixed it though. He fixed it.
Someone also is pineapple pizza juice. I have to know
Is-
right now, do you believe in pineapple on pizza?
Yes,
No,
Yes, I do.
100%.
That's an elevated flavor profile.
That's
that
what I
shows
think.
He's not
a
gonna.
mature palate.
That's
Yes.
what I think. I
No,
mean, it's like
my
the
answer
sweet
is
and
no. I'm
savory.
sorry.
No?
Well,
No.
not everyone can say yes, so I'm gonna say no. So
I
What about like
respect that.
jalapeno and pineapple? I saw this thing about how certain allergies to pineapple, if you microwave it for 10 seconds before ingesting it, it removes that enzyme that some people have the allergic reaction to with pineapple.
Shut the
Interesting.
fuck up.
I had not heard that shit. Wow.
I knew-
jalapeno.
That's what I used to have to do with like my deli meat when I was pregnant, because you can't eat deli meat apparently when you're pregnant. So I'd
Yeah, there's a lot of
microwave all of my
preservatives in
pub
there.
subs for like 10 seconds, being like, fucking let me have this fucking pub sub. Staring at it, making it warm. Ugh.
No.
Like, yeah, they don't tell you can't have a pub sub when you're pregnant. Who takes away a pub sub?
Crazy.
That's
No,
the
you got
worst.
the chicken tender one though, right?
Yeah,
That
you
one's
can
still.
have that one.
Okay.
Chicken tender one is my personal favorite.
Yeah?
So I'd be
I've
I'd be
just
okay
become
with
a
being
huge fan of
pregnant
it.
and still being able to get pub subs.
True,
That's
true.
fair.
So I've never had one.
What?
Oh my god.
Missing out.
Never. Even when I lived in Orlando.
They're so
Oh my
good.
god.
Wow.
I
It's a Florida staple.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I know.
It is.
I love
I
them.
did get to
probably
go to
have one without
Sloppy
you.
Taco Palace when I lived there, so I feel like I hit at least that.
Where is that?
It's sort of by Universal.
Hmm.
If you ever see someone with a hat that says STP, it's either another company that I don't know, or it's Sloppy Taco Palace, because I've made both mistakes where I've been like, Sloppy Taco Palace, and they're like, no, Steve's Terranium place.
God damn it,
and-
Steve, and your fucking terranium.
Steve!
Why?
But it could be Sloppy Taco Palace. So good. So good.
I just want to say Sloppy Taco Palace over and over and over.
Sloppy Taco
Kind
Palace.
of sounds slutty.
Ooh, chat.
Sorry.
Drew's saying you looking sharp.
Thank you, pineapple pizza juice. And I love pineapple on pizza. I'm all for it. I don't discriminate.
So good. That with a little jalapeno, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And black olives too. Then you got spicy, sweet, and
Black olives are good.
I'm
That's
okay
a
with the
lot.
black olives. I'm okay with the jalapenos. Just
With
the
a full
pineapple. That's the only thing.
Can we all agree mushrooms don't belong on anything?
I'm cool with
No,
those.
I
I
like
mushrooms.
mushrooms.
I
I
like
like
mushrooms.
on it too.
I do enjoy mushrooms on pizza, though. I do. I'll be honest
They're
with
very
you.
good on
It's not
pizza.
my go-to, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's not a go-to, but I'll eat a veggie pizza.
Yeah.
I'll
Pepperoni
eat veggie
mushroom.
pizza with the mushroom gone.
Oh, let me put.
Is it the consistency of the mushroom? Is that what's not like?
It depends what type of mushrooms.
Yeah. There's that too. Oh, no, just kidding.
I was watching a Neil deGrasse Tyson video, and he said that where humans split off from plants, that mushrooms are closer to humans than they are to plants.
So are they aliens?
So, I don't know, but a
Does that
mushroom,
make you feel
mushroom
a
is
little
closer to a
uncomfy?
human than it is to a plant. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
true. The Last of Us really brings that up as well.
Yep. The
So
Last of
beautiful.
Us.
I need to watch this shit.
Yeah,
It's
Last
great.
of Us is
haven't
great.
seen.
No,
Great.
I haven't watched
Yep.
it at all.
The Last of Us is fantastic. Oh
I
man,
could-
you
I-
got you
I'll
got
be
to binge
honest.
watch that.
I couldn't. I first like when it came out, I was super excited, but I was not on antidepressants yet. Now I'm on antidepressants. Now I'm fucking ready.
Are you ready
I was
for
like,
and Halloween Horror Nights is on Friday. Starts on Friday, by the way. And it's
oh
a
my
house.
god, I know. I
Oh,
know.
let's go.
Like the main
Let's
house
go.
at Halloween Horror Nights this year.
I want to
guess
go
we're not
so
as
bad.
cool in LA. Ours doesn't start till the 7th.
They want all of us to get our shit done early. They're like, you got all those. Well, I guess you guys have dumb influencers too. Like they want us to like get all that shit out of the way. They're like, hurry up, get your shit done,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
let's get all the tourists in.
Yeah.
Are you guys all gonna
So
go?
swamped.
I'm supposed to
Hell
go
yeah.
on Friday. I might go on Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, the first day.
Who knows?
I always try to go once.
It might be underwater, so who knows? We'll see.
Oh
That's
wait,
true.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, Friday would be the perfect time to go.
Yeah.
Oh, but the scare zones will all be like closed.
Last year, I remember, was it last year there was a hurricane or it rained really hard, and there was one night where like there was like 2 feet of water, and they were like still open, and people were like they're ankle deep in water inside.
Oh, that's
some-
dope. That's dope.
Uh,
That's dope.
That
Let
was
them through the door.
Universal was like, cash the check. We don't care.
That pretty much
That
sounds like
accurate.
yeah.
They make
Ugh.
so much money at Halloween Horror Nights.
They really do because
They could honestly start it in the beginning of August, probably.
They can do it year round. We can go.
Yeah.
I would go. I would
well,
go.
Honestly.
isn't there something like some kind of year-round
Yes.
horror thing that's supposed to be opening? What is this?
In
Melissa?
Las
You know?
Vegas.
Yes,
Um,
Of course.
doing Halloween Horror Nights year round in Las Vegas. They're like,
What?
I want to go. To
What?
I've
that.
always been like, what is the reason for me to go to Vegas? And now, once it opens, that will be the
The
time.
reason is here.
I think it's gonna like rotate quarterly, like what houses are there, and then it's gonna be open
shit.
year round.
I'm down.
Yes.
Wow.
So
I
you can
bet
just
they'll
have a
use
reason to
a
go.
bunch of old houses stuff too, so we might get
A lot of
see
recycled
some-
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Good,
some
so I can
incredible
keep seeing the
houses
shit
from
I
the
want over and
past.
over.
Yes.
Go see houses in the past that are like, legendary epic ones.
Yes, the one that had Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface. The year they had all those houses.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was
That
such
was
a
one
good
of
year.
the best years. I think it
Mhm.
was the best year for me personally visiting. That all those houses were just incredible. Oh, thank you, Jazz.
Thank you,
sweetheart.
Jess. That's so kind. And thank you all for being here. And thank you again, Damien, Drew, and Mike for being here.
Yes. And thank you guys all for streaming Emo Trash all night tonight. We're so excited about you guys just playing it on repeat.
I made Justin listen to it this morning, and he was like, "It's catchy as fuck." And I was like, "See,
Ooh!
see." It's been like stuck in my head, so I've been like, "Thank God you like released the rest of it," because I've been like, I don't know what happens next in this song. So I keep going like, so then I'd be like, "Okay, I don't know what the rest of it
Leaves
is."
you wanting more.
The 15-second loop. This is like,
We've had the song since like June, and it's been stuck in our head since June. And so like as we've been like putting it out on TikTok and whatnot, every now and then a friend will text me and be like, "I woke up with just Emo Trash like in my head, waking up," and I'll just be like, "I know," and it's I'm sorry, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be in your head,
good,
in perpetuity, because for all of us, it's just like permanent now. Which means
the brain tattoo.
Right. We did something right, I think. I think we did something right. So
the ring is so sick, by the way. The double ring set. Are they stamped? Can you also stamp?
These are 3D printed.
3D printed.
Our buddies, Marshall, his name is Marshall. He runs a company called Montgomery Drive. But he books he's our booking agent in Orlando and Florida and everywhere. But he books like most of the concerts. He actually just won best concert promoter of Orlando.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But him and Gabe Lugo, who is a photographer, also a musician, they have a 3D printing press, and they 3D printed us these for the music video. And we're gonna get them and sell them in the merch store. We guys buy some brass knuckles, actually just like made of plastic, but trash brass knuckles.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's Emo Trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's fitting. It's very fitting.
Unique merch item. Yeah.
Yeah.
So unique. Nobody has that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And also, I wouldn't want to get into a fight with you with those, because I would.
It probably wouldn't hurt you too much.
Honestly, though, having it like
Plastic?
embossed,
it would hurt
emo
your face.
embossed into your skin from being punched by that would be pretty badass.
Yeah.
It would fuck you up.
Or would it be backwards?
Side of the trash side, you decide.
Right, just trash.
It would be backwards, but then like when you take a picture, it would
Then
no.
The mirror pick.
Mirror pick.
got
Emo
there.
Trash.
We got
Holy
there.
shit, we got there. Okay, listen, brains. But we wanted to, for an opening, for a little icebreaker, let's build our ultimate emo festival lineup. Maybe like 3 or 4 bands, like a headliner and then openers. Drew, do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. So it's the emo festival. Okay, so we're gonna start with the openers. Smaller. Okay, we're gonna work. We'll start with the headliner.
Yeah, we're good.
Emo headliner.
Are you okay?
I'm so sorry. I muted myself, I think, right? No. Oh, God, I did on stream. I'm so sorry. But I did. Okay.
You're okay. You're okay. We're good. You're okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with...
All right, you're starting this, right?
Yes, the emo headliner is the probably... We're just going to start with, like, the biggest emo band of all time has got to be My Chemical Romance.
That's true. Yup.
The OG!
Biggest.
Yeah.
I would say, in my opinion, is the second most important emo band of all time is probably the Used. Because they're extremely emo, and they're also like way ahead of their time. Like the Used self-titled album, I think was 2002. So, while also being very heavy, very, very heavy, and still iconic, like still kicking it. So those are going to be probably the top 2. And then I'm gonna have to go with a personal favorite, one that's like very underrated, but OGs. But they're very. Damien's gonna be mad at me for this one. I'm gonna put Finch on the lineup.
Whoa.
They're like underrated.
Absolutely. No, I'm not mad at all. Like, I love this right now.
And to go along with it, to round it out, I'm gonna put as like the opening band. We're not gonna put Felicity on the lineup because that's not fair.
No, it's boasting too much.
Yeah.
I
That's
thought
fine.
you were
I'll
gonna
put him on the lineup.
Okay, fine. Okay, the opening band. I'm gonna put 2 opening bands that are smaller that I love, that are like, in my opinion, 2 of the best smaller emo bands. Gonna be the Funeral Portrait from Atlanta,
Good pick.
and First and Forever, or I think are from Arizona.
Yeah,
Arizona, Phoenix. Yeah, those are the 2 opening bands there. So First and Forever and Funeral Portrait. Got Finch, The Used, and My Chemical Romance is my emo festival, ultimate emo
Take
festival.
my money.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I'm literally going. Like,
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be announced tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be announced tomorrow, dude.
Sell out.
All over the place.
What about you guys? Would you do the same, or you got any different picks?
Mike,
Yeah.
I'll do 2 and you do 2, and we'll combine
Okay,
it.
yeah,
together.
we'll make a 4 band lineup, and they're each playing hour-and-a-half sets. Who are they
Okay.
gonna be?
Big one.
I'd say right now, you gotta have. If we're saying emo, we gotta put Taking Back Sunday in there, for me.
I almost went there.
I've gone on a Taking Back Sunday kick again, so like I have to say them. And then, you didn't say Fall Out Boy in yours, right, Drew?
No,
All right, I'd say Taking Back Sunday and Fall Out Boy, like the bigger emo bands for me. I think that would be great. I don't know where we would put them in the set, Mike, but those are my 2 right now. I'd like to hear your 2, and then we can order them.
That's true. Okay. So I would definitely want to see Thrice play an entire hour-and-a-half set, because they are in that like emo post-punk kind of angrier phase. But then also Story of the Year, just because their live energy alone is just, it's unrivaled. I mean, they do flips off their amps, and that's very uncommon to see from a pop punk band to do on stage. So who's gonna headline that show, Damon? I think Taking Back Sunday's the headliner, because
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy. That's true. Fall Out Boy.
Take Back Sunday, right there.
Yeah, right below. And then Story of the Year, and then Thrice.
Yeah.
Either one of the, maybe they switched it up each night, you know?
Yeah. They can mix it up. Yeah. But Fall Out Boy has to carry the torch. They would definitely have all the.
I think if we're talking about, like, I think we did a good job, because I think if you're doing like Mount Rushmore of emo bands, you know, like the biggest 4, I think Taking Back Sunday, Used, My Chem, and Fall Out Boy are very hard to argue, because you got like cultural importance, and then also bands that started emo and then transcended it. Like Fall Out Boy was like definitely an emo band, but then they became so much more.
Yeah, they really did.
Never stopped being emo, but like they're the quintessential emo. And My Chem never stopped being emo, but they're like quintessential emo. And Taking Back Sunday, you know, just like those were the ones that started it and brought it mainstream, brought it to MTV.
I'm so sorry.
Brought it to where it
Maybe
was
some brand new.
brand new for sure. Brand new.
I was gonna ask you, Melissa, as well.
Brand new.
Kicked off the Mount Rushmore.
Survive.
Yep.
So,
Great.
Hi, Justin. Sorry, we were talking about the light up.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I like
thought you were
lost
okay.
my shit.
All right.
We definitely left. Like for me, I'm really mad we didn't say Census Fail, because that's one of the biggest influences on massive influence on me. Census Fail and Silverstein, massive.
oh my god, how did I not say Silver?
You found Glory.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Glory.
Are
Now,
they
is
from
Coheed
Atlanta?
and Cambria emo?
Yes,
Can we
that's
call
my
Coheed
favorite
emo?
band. That's
Really,
my favorite
Coheed?
Coheed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. Not for
This
any
lineup,
spoiler
we
moments,
need
but
this to happen.
Yeah.
Does anyone know a festival organizer? The Firefest guy. We can just ask him.
he's
Yeah,
doing a
yeah,
second
yeah.
one.
Let's go ask him.
Well, when we pretty much just named like when we were young fest, basically.
Yeah, it's true.
That's true.
That is true.
If you probably combine the 2 of them, I think we got every.
We
All of it
forgot to
together.
add in some female-fronted bands, so you know, the
Paramore?
Christian sensation Flyleaf.
Flyleaf.
Ooh, Flyleaf.
Oh yeah. Let's go. We didn't say Paramore.
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 Of course.
Let's do some Evanescence in there. Let's go. Come on, we can.
Absolutely, Evanescence.
Stand Atlantic right now is killing it. Stand Atlantic's amazing.
Really?
Wait, what was it? I haven't
Check
heard
out
of them.
Stand Atlantic. They're one of the best, like up and coming. I don't know. They're so established right now. Atlantic's great. Honey Revenge is an up and coming one. They're amazing. They're really big on TikTok. Meet Me at the Altars from Orlando. They're crushing
The
it.
Altars, right?
You just
Oh,
got they're
yeah,
doing
yeah, yeah.
for summer right now.
Have you guys noticed how many music groups, not just bands, but music groups come from Orlando?
Trust me, yes.
There's
Go
so
Orlando.
many.
Go Orlando.
So
Really
many.
weird, actually. Yeah, I know.
There's ones that we've like played shows
After
with.
music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Orlando, there's something in the water here in Florida. I don't know. Wild.
Yeah, we're just like really bored, and we just like let's play music.
People are like, we'll either play with gators or we'll play music. One of the two.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's
I
very
mean,
good.
definitely play with gators
Florida. Go to
and make music about it. Bring your banjo
That's-
and go.
Yes,
could be our
fucking
next
with
TikTok video.
sirens.
Oh my! Have you guys seen on TikTok the guy that's like, I'm walking through the Everglades and he's barefoot and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
that's like-
find him
yes.
and write a song with
that's Fish
him.
and Garrett.
I love that shit. I love that stuff.
Guy, no way. That scares the shit out of me.
No.
Yeah, he walks.
He always goes for swamp puppies and the 20-foot Burmese,
Yeah, yeah.
but he never gets it. He's never gonna get it.
He's
They
that's
said
like it's
Dark
elusive.
Divine's
It's
Yeah.
never gonna show up.
Metal band from Orlando. Tristan, the drummer for Dark Divine, before Dark Divine, where was playing shows, Tristan was filling in for Felicity. We played, I don't know, 10, 15 shows with Tristan
Hell yeah.
before Dark Divine took off. Now Dark Divine's crushing it. They're touring the whole country. They're about to go on tour with Black Veil Brides.
That's so
I think
amazing.
they're on tour with Black Veil Brides right now.
Yeah.
They're not
They
emo,
Felicity
though,
last
right?
year, all last year.
I don't know. Would you?
They're like a different genre, right?
I
They're
don't
like a
know.
metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spooky metal.
But
Spooky
Black
metal.
Veil Brides does cross into the emo realm for sure.
Really?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
Considered-
At their show, I just didn't get emo from it.
yeah,
But I've only seen them once, so
yeah, they're definitely like in the more metal hard rock vibe,
yeah.
but they definitely are like the emo crowd accepts them.
I
There's
could see
So,
crossover.
that.
I mean, we accept almost everybody. We're so
Like you can play Papa Roach at emo night, but you can also play Papa Roach like they also get tossed into like new metal and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah,
Flick and
I could see that.
Sevenfold at emo night, and if you play on Holy Confessions at emo night, it's totally fine.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Even when I was like absolutely obsessed with A7X, I never really thought of them as emo. Like,
It's kind
thought
of
of
like,
them separately from my emo.
Yeah,
music.
like a harder rock.
I think
more.
just the 2023 acceptance of emo has been, did this song come out? Is it rock music, and did it come out at the same time as the big emo music? Because like
Yeah.
I'll go to emo night and they'll play Chop Suey, and
Yeah.
no one bats an eye because it came out in 2003, and at the same time we were rocking out to Fall Out Boy, we were rocking out just to Chop Suey, and all of us were
No,
rocking out to
true.
both songs, so it invokes the same emotion.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
we don't care. Yeah. They play All Star by Smash Mouth at Emo Night, and everyone just loses their mind because it's the same exact emotion of when we
because
were.
of Shrek.
Fucking
because
I
of
love
Shrek.
that shit.
Shrek
All
is
the
emo.
Shrek-
Shrek is
all
emo.
Shrek is emo.
Because we were
Shrek
the
is the
same exact
ultimate
age
emo.
when both those songs came out, and we loved them both equally.
Yes,
What's
Brittany,
up,
you
JoJo?
get it. Shrek song.
Shrek song. Shrek is emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We DJ Emo Nights, and we'll play like Nickelback, and people just go crazy. They don't care.
Red jumpsuit apparatus. Yes, they're
Yes.
so emo.
absolutely
Very
emo.
emo.
Oh man.
Your old game show, is it emo? And we just
Hero for a
emo.
friend.
You know
definitely
what's so
emo.
funny is like I remember. I mean, I'll age myself. I don't give a fuck. I was in high school from 2004 to 2008, and I like to consider that some of like the golden years of emo. I like 2000. Like I consider it like 2000 to 2010, like the really good core, like all of the good emo music was made. But back then, like it was so labels were like such a thing, and like
Yeah.
I would have never been like if anyone called me emo, I would be like, fuck you, I'm hardcore or goth, don't you ever call me like. And now it's
Yeah.
like such a catch-all of being like a good thing, but like
Yeah.
if you thought you fell under a different umbrella back then, it was like, why would you ever call me emo? So like how do you feel about that now? Like, how did you identify, like, back then when you were actually being influenced by all of that and, like, being like, you know, hell yeah, we're all a little bit emo inside now?
I think it was way more clicky back then. Like
Definitely.
genres were more clicky in those days, and labels also were much more, like you were saying, labels were much more specific about what music they put out.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
like Fearless Records will put out anything.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah.
putting out rap music and they're putting out hardcore music and they're putting out that where like you could tell like Drive Through Records, which is like one of the coolest labels back then, was putting out very specific bands that all kind of like would tour together, and all those same bands were on Drive Through Records, like Finch, Senses Fail, and Taking Back Sunday, and all those bands were all kind of like on the same label. And you look at even like a label that got a bad rap, but if you look at Victory Records, like everyone from Hawthorne Heights and A Day to Remember, if you look at the actual lineups, it's like, oh, it made sense what bands were all on what label, and all the metal bands were on the same level, and all the emo bands were on the same level. So it seemed like you would pick your record labels you're into, and your friends would like those labels. You go to these shows, and it was very like segmented and clicky. And now, because of TikTok and because of the internet, it's just like more broad. Emo is just like Black Veil Brides is emo, and System of a Down music is emo. It's just like whatever. So I think it's good. I think everyone's like a little bit more accepting of everybody now. Where I remember back in those days too, and you were judged by what music and what genre of music you listened to a lot more than you are now.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was almost afraid to admit, like, I liked emo music, and it would just be like, oh, you like that music? It's stupid. It's not very good. And now I see the younger generation of kids just welcomes all different genres of music, and I think that's really helped just expand the umbrella of what emo can be. And I mean, who would have thought that System of a Down would fall under that category? Because I went to Ozfest. I saw them perform. Like, they played with Disturbed and Lacuna Coil and Godsmack, and you're like, that's not emo. That's metal. But now it does kind of fall under that umbrella, and it's nice to just embrace all of the emo music, or all the music that can be viewed as emo, as opposed to back in the high school time of just, I like this music, but I know a lot of people would be like, oh, that's not really good. And I still remember hearing 3 Days Grace, I Hate Everything About You. And I remember first going, wow, I like it, but I see why people are going to hate that song. But I mean, I still love it to this day, but just a great example of, oh, that's such an emo rock song. But now, I mean, we could play that at emo night and everyone's going to belt it at the top of the day.
Absolutely.
I listened to that on my CD player going to school on the bus, just on repeat.
Yeah. Oh my God. Back when you'd have to like, this is the CD I'm going to listen to all day, so this is the one I'm going to take out of the house, and then eventually you have the booklet you can take out. And that was like upgrade.
Oh my gosh!
Bring that back.
I had a CD player with an auto balance that was built into it, and double bass. Like, I had some old technology.
Jeez.
That's how you know you're.
I had my mixed
Big
CDs
flex
from
over here.
LimeWire. When you downloaded all those songs, there was such a mix on there. It was insane. Yeah, well, it wasn't just emo music; it was everything. But like, there was definitely some heavy hitters in there, like Papa
and some
Roach.
viruses.
Yeah.
But
Definitely
Oh,
right,
absolutely.
definitely. Or in the middle of the song, it would be like "Chicka Chicka DJ One" or something. I don't know,
Yep.
just
Yes.
weird shit.
I downloaded on LimeWire a really old, weird studio recording of a couple of Fall Out Boy songs. And I didn't realize for a long time, and someone was listening to it, and they're like, who is this singing it? I'm like, it's Fall Out Boy. Like, the quality is terrible. It sounds like it's not even mixed. And it was like, they're like, oh my God, this is like an early ass. I was like, hey, I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm
like,
hoping
sorry?
I still have it somewhere, right?
You
It's like,
found it. You found it somewhere on LimeWire, right?
Good job.
yeah.
Proud of you. Well, okay.
I definitely feel like what you guys were saying is so true with the music labeling back then.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm so glad it's not that way anymore.
People were freaking out about that shit.
People should be able to like whatever genres they like and not have to feel like I can't express that. No one should be boxed into one. And I definitely felt that pressure. I originally didn't even like Coheed when they came out because I was like, oh, it's too, I don't know, like poppy in my brain, which is ridiculous. But it was just because of that ridiculous mindset. And then, after, a couple of months, it was like, man, I can't deny this slaps. So good.
Exactly. I get it. Well, we we learn, and we learn new ways, so it's good.
People still pretend they don't like Nickelback, so hey, whatever. They'll
People
come
are
around
so
eventually.
into Nickelback and they won't
Nickelback's
admit
great.
it.
You guys like Nickelback?
Everyone likes
Listen,
Nickelback and they won't
that
admit
new
it.
album, oh my God, San Quentin, that song is fire. I'm sorry, like I'm just screaming that constantly.
Nickelback tribute set, like this past weekend.
Papa Roach / Nickelback though.
Yeah, everyone lost their mind. You played How You Remind Me. The place was the loudest. It was crazy.
Yep.
I could see it.
Those two things that make everyone lose their mind: Nickelback and Linkin Park.
Oh, I
Linkin
thought it was
Park,
gonna be
yeah.
Smash Mouth. I thought I was gonna be Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth
Now
probably
you're
too.
gonna say Creed.
Linkin Park has so many bigger just sing-along hits.
We've tested it. We've tested Creed. People go crazier for Nickelback and Linkin Park.
Fair.
Yep.
Well, let's, before all of them, take us all the way back to the beginning. Who is Felicity?
Felicity is a band that met on Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Originally.
No way.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Either Damien or I think we both had Craigslist posts of wanting to start a band. And at the time, I had graduated from Full Sail. I moved down here from Maine. I was going to Full Sail. Damien was in a cover band doing cover shows and whatnot. And we answered each other's Craigslist ad, and I drove to his parents' house, and we played in his garage. And we played a couple cover songs. We played, I think it was Machine Head by Bush, and What It Is to Burn.
Finch. Yeah.
And we were like,
maybe Nickelback as well.
Maybe some Nickelback. Who knows? It was a long time ago. And we were like, maybe we can find some other guys to jam with. And I think Damien got a couple guys from his neighborhood. And eventually they flaked on us. But we kept just meeting up, me and him, and jamming in his garage for, I don't know, months.
Yeah,
and
months.
Wrote some songs and learned some more cover songs. But we just kept meeting up for a couple weeks. Meeting up once or twice a week, just me and him. And we just had the mentality like we're going to meet up once or twice a week. And we just have been doing that basically ever since for going on a decade. And eventually,
God, that's awesome.
Eventually, I'd say about a year later, Mike, we put up a Craigslist ad. We had members come and go. You know, we had a couple of guys that would be in the band, and eventually they would flake out on us, and we had to find a couple more guys and a couple more guys and a couple more guys. And there'd be times it would be just me, Damien, and a bass player and a guitar player and a drummer. And there'd be a time where Damien played bass. There'd be times where Damien played guitar. There were times where Damien was just a singer, and we'd been a three-piece. And then we finally found Mike in 2015, and Mike saw our Craigslist ad looking for a bass player, I think.
Yeah, I was in a band with Antoine at that time, and when that broke up, I was just like, oh, I think I still want to do this if there's something cool happening in Florida. And I just saw this Craigslist post of Damien singing just like in a rock star pose, and then the Warped Tour Ernie Ball banner was behind them. I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I mean, I haven't played that. I haven't played
fun.
Warped Tour. Yeah, clearly they're doing something right. And emailed the Craigslist ad, and within 45 minutes, a prompt email from Damien himself.
Always within an hour. Keep going.
A well-crafted email saying, I would love to have a conversation with you. If we could maybe talk, here's my phone number. And I'm like, wow, all right, let's go down this rabbit hole. And then after a very nice conversation with Damien about goals and values and musical tastes and all of that, I went over to the infamous garage in Damien's parents' house, and I learned a Finch song, and I forget the other song, but I remember I wrote down just the tabs just to remind myself because I never learned it. And Damien was really impressed that I just had this little flip book of tabs. And what was the other really interesting sign is Drew was wearing a New England Patriots tank top, and I commented that I'm from New Hampshire originally, and he goes, oh, I'm from Maine. And I go, oh, wow, that's funny. My family has a house in York Beach, Maine. And Drew's like, oh, I go to York Beach, Maine all the time. I was just there, and I took a picture from the pier. I go, the house you can see from the pier. And then Drew pulls out his phone, and literally my family's house was on his phone.
Oh, wow.
Just from that random picture that he took just on that trip, it was there. And it was just like, wow, talk about
crazy.
Just meant to be maybe, or signs, stars aligning, all of that stuff.
Holy shit.
That's
think
absolutely serendipitous.
yeah, isn't that
Small
crazy?
world.
Very, very serendipitous. Yep. And we played a Battle of the Band show maybe a week later, and after that, I said, all right, yeah, let's keep doing this. Let's see how far we can take it.
I think that was 2015. So that was
Yeah.
about 8 years ago. Corey, our guitar player, joined, I think, exactly a year after that.
Yep.
So Corey's been in the band for 7 years, and then our drummer Rashid joined, I guess,
A year and a half.
year and a half ago.
Yeah.
About a year and a half ago. So yeah, and that is kind of how we've been. And so we consider ourselves a trash rock band, but you can call us an emo band or a pop punk band or a metal band, because we call ourselves trash rock because we're it's like if you put every genre of rock kind of into a trash can and shook it up and dumped it out. It's kind of like what you get, because sometimes we make pop punk music and sometimes we make emo music, or sometimes we make metalcore music, because I don't know, it's just kind of like, or sometimes the alternative music, as I saw someone say in the chat, because we kind of just listen to everything, and we kind of are influenced by everything we grew up listening to and everything our parents showed us when we were growing up. And so we kind of, you never really know what you might get from us, what type of genre of music you might get, but it's all kind of rock music. I think everything's all rock.
All rock, definitely rock. Yep. Many different shades of rock.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Not being confined to one singular genre.
Fuck confinements.
We've had some very just not typical rock songs that we've put together, and a lot of people have resonated with them, and we're thinking, okay, it doesn't always have to be the hard rock bangers.
That's
you can
good.
do that softer rock ballad approach, and reminiscent of the early 2000s, and just that entire spectrum we will tap into. And even some of the new music coming out, like totally unreleased. Obviously I know what's coming, and there's some electronic elements that'll be in there as well. So we'll branch out and experiment in as many ways as we can.
I love it. So you were talking about your songs resonating with fans. You just had a big one drop that for some reason has been a little bit controversial, both on TikTok and Twitter. People are a little divided, but it seems like maybe overall people are really resonating with it, and we love it. We're obsessed, and it's already stuck in our head. We've got those little music worms going on. So how do you guys feel like your initial reaction was? Do you feel like it's resonated as well as these other songs we were talking about?
Well, the initial reaction from Twitter, seeing 5 million views, waking up and seeing that was absolutely insane. But just reading a lot of those comments, they're not the nicest comments.
Rude.
But you have to be able to deal with that hate as well, because we've been a band, like Drew was saying, and Mike, we've been a band for like 10 years now, and we're no stranger to getting hate. But at the end of the day, I still feel that with every one person that hated that, there's going to be 30 other people out there that check out the song and actually resonate with it and enjoy it. So we've had like mixed emotions. Like some people have like said like that they hated it online, but a lot of our fans that we trust, and like they've heard Felicity from the beginning, a lot of them. So like a lot of them are like, man, I love this song. So we like to listen a lot more to our fans rather than the haters and things like that. So but that's kind of some of the reaction that we've got kind of had to it online.
5 million views. That's exciting.
Insane.
Yeah, that was
how did that feel?
That was just from that one post, that one exact post, that one person. It wasn't even us put up. Like we put up like probably 150 TikToks using Emo Trash, and one person put it on Twitter, and that one other person got 5 million views on their post. It's like, what? When we post it, we can't get 5 million. But whatever, we don't care.
The internet is.
It's still our video, but it's awesome. And then that video that got 5 million views has 3,000 reshares of it, and there's instances of the reshare of it that has 2 million views on that. So we don't even know how many views totally it has, but it's a lot. And we always think that like for a band our size to get that many views on our song, that's pretty insane. So we're not going to complain at all, because that's what we wanted, was as many people in the world to hear it as possible. And two, anyone, any musician or artist getting that's doing anything right is going to get that much hate. Like we look at, remember Machine Gun Kelly has gone through pretty tough years of being hated, and so has Justin Bieber's had a pretty rough time of people hating him
Nickelback.
and
Nickelback gets hated on.
Nickelback's entire career.
So we were like, and at the same time, we know the people who dislike something are usually a lot louder than the people who like something, and a lot of people are scared to say they like Nickelback because they hear a lot of people saying how much they hate Nickelback and don't want to. Like, I remember being a kid and being scared to say I liked emo music or being scared to say I like Coheed and Cambria because I was afraid of what everyone would say. So I wouldn't, tweet that I liked a song just because I didn't want 5 million people to say I was dumb for saying that. So we know how many people will be out there supporting the song, and it's already one of the most successful songs already put out. We saw how many streams we had today of it, which was pretty awesome. We woke up this morning and there was already like almost
3,000,
almost 4,000 streams by the time we woke up on the song, which is pretty crazy.
Fuck yeah.
We've never done that before, so. And that was just on Spotify alone. So
I mean,
That's
I
so
know that like
exciting.
when we were all growing up and listening to emo music, one of the worst things you could be called was like a poser. That was like the thing you would call each other is, you're a poser. Oh, you don't know enough about emo music. You don't look like you fit like you should be listening because maybe you dress too preppy. Your parents wouldn't let you, or you can't have the emo hairstyle. Like, so to be called like, as someone who grew up in that era and like have been making music for 10 years and been doing this, to suddenly now have a bunch of random strangers be calling you posers online, like how do you deflect that, and like how do you what are some tips for like, just in the grand scheme of things that doesn't matter, so for some of our viewers, do you have any tips to like let the trolls roll off or like to not bother with them?
I think it was what let me just resonate with what Drew said before. Like, if you're important enough to hate, you're still important enough to be looked at. And if people are taking their time to just express those feelings and sentiments to you in a public setting, clearly you have made some impact to them.
Yes.
And that's worth it. That's the goal. And, you're never going to please everybody. That is totally illogical. It's not possible. You're going to piss people off. Somebody's not going to like you for completely ridiculous reasons. I experience this every year with my students. You can't make them all happy. Somebody's not going to like how you teach. And you just accept that as a fact of life. So all of the horrible things that we saw in those comments, like, whatever, who cares? Like, this person took the time and was influenced by it. So they are somebody who reached, and that's fine. That was the goal.
Yeah, I think like also like kind of, I really like that question, because a lot of times people like, they don't know how to deal with those things, and it can be challenging, because sometimes a lot of that stuff can, like, especially when you're in a band, it's already super hard to be in a band first off. So when you have hate too, you're like, oh man, I even have all these haters like hating on me. Like, it's already hard enough to be in a band. So I think a lot of it though is just understanding that sometimes a lot of the hate that comes out from people is sometimes they really are going through difficult times in their life. And sometimes you have to put that in perspective. Sometimes, like, it's not even that they hate you or something like that. They just see people writing stuff about you and they're like, they're in a bad mood or something like that. And they also want to, troll you as well or something like that. But I think the best way is to like think about that perspective sometimes, but also just like brush it off. Like, sometimes have fun with it too. Like, just say like, all right, thank you for checking it out. I appreciate it. Maybe the next one's for you or something like that. So it's never really good to like keep like going into like negativity with negativity. I think it's good to reach it with positivity, regardless if they said like horrible things about you, because it just shows that it didn't get under your skin. So that's just like some of my perspectives on it. Drew, what do you think?
I remember one thing I learned was when we were going back and forth, we didn't really try to get into it too much with anybody. We were just having fun with it and trying to have fun with it. And I remember like a lot of people kept on saying like, we're not emo enough. So we finally, after reading that like 100 times, we had just gotten this insane opportunity where we got to go to LA and open for the Used. And so we put up a picture that said, you may not think we're emo enough, but we just opened for the Used, and
Burt
you did
McCracken thinks you're emo enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we put up the marquee that says like the Used and Felicity, and that's all it said, the Used and Felicity. And so then those same people who said we weren't emo enough started saying the Used isn't emo. The Used has been emo for a decade. And
Oh
so
my
I was like,
God.
all right. I'm not the emo
Okay.
police. You can
Okay.
say I'm not
Emo
emo.
police.
You're gonna say the Used is not emo. I'm not gonna sit around and
Who is? Who's emo then?
so
Who?
the moral of the story is sometimes the people who are accusing you of something or saying they have no goddamn idea what they're even talking about.
Absolutely.
So they're gonna sit there and say their opinion of you is something when they literally don't even know what they're saying. Because they're in the same breath gonna tell me that the Used is not emo.
Oh my
We
God.
both know that's like, man, it's like saying the sky is red. So that was the lesson I learned is that next time I'm just gonna go back to killing him with kindness. I'm not even gonna try to fight back.
Yeah. But that was a really good point though, using that screenshot. That was great.
Yeah, that was funny. I was like, this is a burn. This is the one time I can flex this, and then I'm not.
I love
flexing this
having
ever again.
receipts. I love coming through trolling with receipts.
Yes.
Coming back to trolls with receipts. Where I'm like, is
No,
this
the
you?
Used-
My favorite is is this you? Or like, are you sure? Like, look at this. No.
Yeah.
I don't know if there may be like MCR might be the only band more emo than the Used. That might be it.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's hard to find another band more emo than the Used.
Yeah.
For real.
I don't know.
Stuff. It's debatable. I'm just saying it's a debate
Yeah. Sense is
Definitely.
pretty emo.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, that leads us into our next
You
question,
came first.
Melissa.
You just came first, yep.
What'd you say, Shane?
I said this actually kind of leads us into our next question. If you want to take that.
Yeah.
Melissa.
What were some of the bands you guys were into in the 2000s era, and have any of those bands influenced your music with Felicity?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
man.
Um,
I was
you
into
wanna go?
so yeah, I think I was into so many things. You said the 2000s era, right?
Yeah, like early
Um,
2000s emo, like when we all were in the
I'd
golden
say-
age.
I'd say definitely All American Rejects for me.
Oh, yeah.
I remember getting that was one of my first CDs that I ever owned was an All American Rejects CD, and I would just play it like so many times because I loved all the melodies and I just loved All American Rejects so much. So that's definitely a band that for me I feel like they found their way into like my writing somehow. So I definitely say All American Rejects would be one. And then I would kind of like go to like Blink-182. I was really big on listening to them.
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Day, Linkin Park was really huge on me growing up as well. Just so like influential, and like Chester, his vocals, being able to scream, being able to sing, was something that like I think it's found its way into Felicity as well, because we love having this screaming and regular singing. And I think Papa Roach was another big one growing up that
Oh my God,
he was
classic.
all over the radio. And I just really loved Papa Roach. So I think a lot of those bands have somehow found its way into Felicity for me. I'm probably missing so many right now, but I think those are like some of the big ones right now that I can remember like offhand.
Wow, definitely got a couple of mine in there. Linkin Park for sure. I would play Meteora on repeat, and it was just the jam. And I mean, now I can say System of a Down. That's great, because that was my first concert ever. But I was
jealous.
yeah, I know System of a Down, and I won tickets from the radio station
Oh
too.
my
so
God.
I know, it made it extra special. But in addition to that, every band Damien said definitely has influenced Felicity. I liked Weezer a lot in the early 2000s, just kind of that. I like the simplicity of it, but their message was also really positive. And I would say Story of the Year. They were my very first Warped Tour was them headlining, and just the circle pit that they were able to create. And I mean, obviously, we've actually done a collab with Story of the Year. So we have Dan
Nice.
Marsala on one of our songs. So it was great just to have like somebody who is part of that iconic band that we grew up with is now sharing his voice with us. So yeah, those are probably the biggest ones for me.
Papa Roach, I'd say like for pretty much the whole band. That's definitely one of them. Not just like growing up, all of us listened to Papa Roach, but definitely like a band that just like as a whole band, we watched them for so long just reinvent themselves over and over again, and their sound and their look, and they just never just always cool.
Yeah.
Like, They've been a band since like the early 90s, and they always look cool. They're basically all the same members. They always have new songs on the radio that are hip and modern, and they're always collaborating with younger artists. Like Bring Me the Horizon just works with them, and like all these Beartooth just works with them, and Ice Nine Kills just works with them. They always seem hip and cool, and they always look hip and cool. And Jacoby always seems like such a good dude in the scene. You'd never hear like bad things about him. And when we got with a couple of times we've gotten to see them or play on the same shows to them at like festivals, they've always been like the most incredible, down to earth, nice.
They're humble, very humble.
They seem so excited to play every time we've gotten to see them like backstage. They seem it's like it's the best day of their lives when they get to play live. And then they're so good live. Like, and they're so good live. Like their live shows are like awesome. They sound great all the time. So like that one is one we like definitely look up to. And then as far as like other bands like Linkin Park, I know everyone said it, but that was the first CD I ever got was Hybrid Theory. And the same day I got Hybrid Theory, I got All Killer No Filler by Sum 41. I got those two albums the same day. So those were two big ones. And then bands really in the 2000s I was really into was Coheed and Cambria. I'd been probably seen them more than any other band. And I was really into Census Fail. Was really into we all really into Story of the Year, like Mike said, massive influence on Felicity. Also another big band really influenced Felicity is A Day to Remember. They're another band from here in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh, we left A Day to Remember on the table.
We've gotten to kind of like watch their journey like firsthand, because when Felicity first started was right when A Day to Remember first started really hitting their stride and really going from here to here. Their career really started taking off, and they were already a big band, but really when Common Courtesy came out, they kind of getting much more on a national scale. And us being able to work with Andrew Wade, who produces our music. So we got to see like firsthand right in front of us how a band conducts business and hear a lot, get a lot of advice through Andrew. And so that's been a massive influence on us. And so growing up listening to them through the 2000s and then kind of getting to get that firsthand view of watching how they do things has been a big influence on Felicity and our sound. So I'd say that'd be a big one. And then I know Silverstein has been a big influence for Felicity too. Silverstein is just a band that's just had their foot to the gas pedal since 2002. Like they put out an album like every other year, never gone on hiatus, never changes members. They just toured every other year or every year and played almost every single Warped Tour, and massive a band that's just done it the right way and just never puts out bad music, and really great to their fans and really consistent. So that's another one I'd say.
Yeah,
I agree. I told you there's so many I missed.
There's a million.
There's so many
good ones.
Yeah,
the 2000s was such a time.
It really
was. It was literally for emo and pop punk and rock. It was amazing.
I remember hearing A Favor House Atlantic by Coheed on the radio, and I'm like, wow, who's that chick singer? And then the radio DJ came on and was like, I know you might have thought that was a female singer, but it's this new band Coheed and Cambria. I'm like, oh wow, okay. They were thinking what I was thinking. And I remember hearing A Day to Remember, All I Want for the first time on the radio, and that's what really hooked me in. I mean, some early 2000s bangers that just, I feel like that we don't get that as much nowadays. It's just
I agree.
Environment.
We don't have those strong contender emo bands.
You
like
guys
everyone
are gonna change that.
Shuffled into their
We
own
will fill that
different-
void. That's what Felicity is here for.
Yeah.
Speaking of, can you take us through writing Emo Trash? And like, how did this come about? Because you guys also reference so many of these bands, especially like in the second chorus. I liked that. I picked up on so many. I was like, oh. Yeah. So tell us about this writing process.
I think Emo Trash was we kind of wanted to write a song about making sure that we're in the scene, we're supporting, and we also want people to feel like they're connected to it as well. So there's like, we wanted to, specifically in the second verse when we were writing it, we wanted to reference and see how many people could like get those references for all of those songs and not just see that it was like a lyric or a line that we threw in. And it was really cool because a lot of people did pick up on it. They're like, oh, there's Taking Back Sunday in there. There's Hawthorne Heights, and like so it was really cool to kind of see that progression there. But it's just basically a song about like accepting yourself for however you are, and like kind of the stuff we were talking about before of not being afraid to say that you're emo, and you could just accept it and sing it super loud and don't care what anyone says. But that's a lot of like the perspective like and of what we thought when we were writing it, and just a song that was going to be fun to play live. And like we get stuck in people's heads, and I feel like that chorus really does, because that's been the reaction so far. So that was like kind of like some of the ideas writing some of that.
It definitely leans into how we don't take ourselves too seriously, because it's meant to be a silly song, and to bring people in so they go, what is this? They don't write all their music like this, and then dig into our catalog, and then you'll see, oh, there is music that is a little more on the like not gimmicky kind of route. Because when you fill your verses with other like nostalgic reach backs to older songs, it's just it's not truly who you are as a band. Like you look at the lyrics of our other songs and you get into our personalities and our life experiences, and we just wanted to find something that could be relatable to the masses in just a fun, accessible way. And I mean, clearly it worked, so mission accomplished.
It's kind of ironic that we wrote a song about not giving a fuck what anyone thinks about you, and then people immediately just started like telling us what they thought about us, and then we're like, well, I don't care. Didn't you listen to the lyrics?
It says I don't care.
I don't care. And they're like, all right, we're gonna talk shit about you behind your back then. All right.
Like, okay, we'll just keep, make sure you have the video attached every time you talk shit about us so people can see it.
Yeah.
Where people can.
Well, they did. Thankfully, they did do that. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Spread the
Take
word
that engagement
on menus nationwide.
So with all those references to other bands from that early 2000s era, for me it feels really like nostalgic and everything. Do you guys feel like nostalgia played a part in writing that and part of the success?
Absolutely. I mean,
definitely let's write an early 2000s pop punk song. That's what it came out like.
Yeah. And working with Grayson Zane, collaborating with him, and just sharing his influence as well, because he's a newer artist. He's on the younger side, but so many of those bands that overlap with our generation just was reaching him as well. So it's all of a sudden like, okay, so you're accepting the emo culture from my younger days, and let's just write a song together and embrace all of that at once. And it was just a very unique, special kind of lineup of just genres and tastes.
I have noticed on Twitter, it's funny you mentioned that he's younger than you guys, that people have been tweeting saying you guys are 40, and then him responding back, he's like, I'm
22.
he's like, I'm in my young 20s. What? It's like so funny that people are just like, literally will say anything on the internet. Yes, crazy big reaches, which chat, if you don't like something and it's not harming anybody else, you don't need to say that you don't like it to the person who made it. Now, if it's harmful, then obviously tear them down, burn them down. But if it's just like you don't like a song, you don't need to tell someone who put a lot of effort and love into something that doesn't know you, like, hey, I hate your shit. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, I have to, like, the number of times that I think everyone here is sitting on this group probably see dumb shit on our feeds every day, and we do not sit out and type a hateful comment. We just go, oh, and we move on. That's fine. I personally immediately caught on to it. I was like, fuck yeah, this is tacky as shit. This is gonna be my favorite thing ever. Like, but you have but that's like, it's like my bread and butter, because one of my favorite movies of all time and CDs is Muppet Christmas Carol soundtrack. So like, am I a smart person? No, but this is why this kind of song, I'm like, this is something I'm gonna sing all day. So I'm like, fuck yeah, like it's perfect, because it's that early 2000s vibe, and it's silly, and it gets you in, and then it just gets you curious about the band, which is exactly what Damien was talking about.
Memorable lyrics, so you feel like you're a part of it quickly. You're not having to listen 17 times to oh, now I remember it. No, you're like, you remember it right away, so you can sing along and be a part of it right away.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna be a good sign, or gonna be people were gonna resonate with it. We did the music video, and we kind of put up a bunch of posts. It was like an open, kind of like an open thing. Anybody can come be in the music video. You just had to show up to the bar where you're filming it at in Orlando. And so we had like 100 people show up to be in the music video. And we filmed it at 8 o'clock at night, which is pretty early to come to this bar, Sly Fox downtown. I don't know if you've been there.
I thought it was Sly Fox. Okay. I was
Sly
like,
Fox.
is this
Sly
Sly
Fox.
Fox?
We had like
Oh
100
my
people showed to
God.
Sly Fox at 8, which was still light out because this is in July. The sun was still up at Sly Fox. Not a lot
Oh
of
my
people go
God.
Sly Fox. The sun's up. And we played. We're like, we're gonna play it once through, and then we'll do a take. And so we played the song once through the speakers, and the second time through, everyone was saying the entire song front to back, even like the
Insane.
verses. We're like, all right, I think we're gonna be good. I think
You
the
learned it
song,
quick. Yeah.
I think people are gonna like the song because people already knew it.
Mhm.
So that was a great sign that like after the first time through, so many people at the music video were like, we're already, the second take was already usable footage because people already knew it. So yeah, that was just like you said, like really memorable lyrics. And we actually were like, when we were writing it, we were kind of structuring it off some other songs that we were listening to, and we're like, man, a lot of these songs are like repeating the chorus like 7 times in the song. So we're like, all right, let's do that. So like,
Well,
go listen to how many times we do the Emo Trash. Just call me Emo Trash, talk shit behind my back. Like it is so many times. Most of the song is just that.
I mean,
But
that's like
that's-
very like band
works.
overboard, all that shit. Like, yeah, that's what
Yeah.
they did, just over
Yes.
and over and
It
over.
works.
yeah.
Oh, love, yeah. Just wanna stay right where I
Yep,
left you.
yep,
The
yep,
entire song is just that over and over again.
yeah, exactly.
It's such a good song.
But so you filmed your music video locally, and you yourselves, Felicity, have been like an Orlando pop punk staple. We have a small pop punk scene, but you've been a staple in the scene for like 10 years. But so what are some ways that people watching and people who want to be involved with the scene can support local scene, and how can they get involved? Like, what's some of the best ways they can support?
I think that's an awesome question. I think going to just supporting like a lot of all those local bands are huge, like in terms of going to shows and things like that, because that's a huge thing. If you can pack a venue out night after night in your hometown, it's incredible for a local band, and that local band can become the next big band that can start touring and going to different scenes, and like also doing really well in those scenes. So I think a really big thing is coming out to shows, having fun, talking with the band too, and getting to know their personalities a lot more, and just supporting them in any way. It's not like having to come and buy all merch and things like that. You don't have to do that. If you have the money to do that, fantastic. That's great. That helps a band too, right? But like coming to a show not only ignites a musician, because a packed house, there's nothing like a packed house and you singing the words and like the and all the fans and the crowd singing it back to you. So I think that's like the biggest thing for me that you could do to support the local scene. But what do you guys think? What do you think, Mike?
I would say, just playing into the times right now, if people can find the bands on social media,
People are
and
mentioning
connect
your
with them
Discord.
through- yeah, exactly. On the Discord, the TikTok, any of the social media platforms, just if you recognize that there's a band that's really grinding hard, posting content, staying active, that's clearly a band that is worthy of at least giving them your time. So going back to what Damien said, the live show is the experience. You're not going to hear the band, you're going to see the band. But, we live in an era that is based on social media for musicians to really get noticed. So if people in the local scene really want to help the scene grow, find those bands on every platform and follow them so that they can say, oh, wow, we are getting a fan base through this social media app. This is great. Now we can reach out to people. And rather than playing a bunch of shows and maybe not making a whole lot of money, you can interact with your fan base first and then say, hey, our next show is going to be a big event. Do you guys want to be a part of it? And now you have this online presence of just people who say, yes, we can all come. And that's just, that's how I feel like nowadays you can really just ignite your fan base and the music scene as a whole.
Yeah. I'd say a great place if you want to get involved is probably find whatever your local promoter is. Like in Orlando, I'd say Montgomery Drive does definitely all the local pop punk stuff and emo stuff, and tons of other genres too, metal shows, but all the local bands, but then a lot of the like other big area scene. So like the Felicities of every other city too, he does. So like he was doing like all of Magnolia Park shows before they, went to the moon, and now like they're touring with Mayday Parade and touring with A Day to Remember and
They're so
doing
great.
Download Fest and
It's so exciting
blowing
to see
up, right?
that.
But they were doing all shows with Marshall in Orlando and
Mhm.
all the local Florida stuff. So find the Marshall, which in Orlando it's at Montgomery Drive. Find that in your town. Like who's the local promoter who does all of that level of shows? And here those shows are at like Will's Pub in Orlando.
Yeah,
Oh,
Will's
Will's Pub.
Will's on Mills.
I
It
love
used
Will's.
to be at Back Booth and Sound Bar. That used to be the place we would go. Sometimes they're at the Abbey here in Orlando or Conduit. Conduit used to be the Haven. You guys probably been to the Haven.
Stop the Haven. They
It's
changed the
Conduit
name.
now. It's way better.
Conduit now.
It is.
Will
So
Will's
good.
Pub-
It's
Will's
so
Pub
good.
bought
That's awesome.
the Haven and made it a whole. It's like going to the Social now, but it's the Haven.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very nice venue. So it's more like Soundbar meets the Social. kind of
Damn,
vibe.
fancy.
Conduit.
Does
So
Back Booth
anyway,
still exist?
Oh
no,
yeah.
It's,
Well,
Back
Isn't it?
became
It's,
Soundbar. and then it
Soundbar.
closed.
Okay, yeah. I was like, it's
But
still
now
there,
Soundbar's
but
gone.
it's
No, it's gone.
Soundbar's gone.
It's gone.
Soundbar's closed.
They closed in December, and now it's becoming all cocktails and screams. I think.
All cocktails and screams. Damn, that's gonna
Yeah,
be so
cocktails and
expensive.
screams is like taking it over and making like a spooky kind of like room to do events and shows or something. I don't know if they'll do
That's
shows.
fun.
Soundbar moved to like kind of where it's kind of in a bad spot. I think it's like on Edgewater. It's kind of by like Edgewater, where kind of like Bombshells
Park.
Tavern. Bombshells Tavern, kind of over by Forest City, where AKT is. It's kind of over in that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly what you're
Level
talking about.
13. I've not been there yet. We have
Okay,
not
by
played
me.
there yet. Yeah.
Well,
Forest
let's get you
City,
booked there.
Edgewater, Maitland kind of area is where.
Let's get you
at
booked
level
there.
13.
Let's get you booked everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, find where those venues are. Those venues that kind of hold 300, 400 people, 200, 300 people. Find those venues and find the promoters who book those venues, because those are where those bands are going to be playing. The Felicities in your town. And then go support those bands once they're hustling hard. And those are going to be the bands that could be your hometown heroes someday. Because every band has a day to remember that's gonna come out.
How
Sure.
can we support you guys and your new single? What's the best way? I know you guys were mentioning live shows for other bands. What would you guys say to everyone watching and listening right now? What can we do to best support your new single?
I think honestly, share it with all your friends, family, coworkers, everyone you know, and or random people in the grocery store that you find that you think might be into it. Just say like, hey, check out this song.
Send it.
Well-
Everyone text one friend and say, "I found this song about you," and it's just gonna say "Emo Trash."
And yeah,
I
literally.
feel
literally.
You get in the car, right, and your friend passes you the aux cord. You don't say anything, and you just play it, and you just chat, and they're like, "Oh, I love this. What is this?" You're like, "Oh, you dig it? Oh, cool. It's this band Felicity. You should check them out, I guess." You know, like act like you're not.
Just slip it in
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Settle.
Yeah.
In the chat
Very
right now, I
subtle.
pinned the link tree, so everybody in chat, click on their link tree, follow them on every social media. People have been mentioning the Discord. They have a pop in
Yes,
TikTok.
those do.
They go live on TikTok quite often. You can also hit them up on Instagram, Twitter. God,
Yep.
you guys are like everywhere.
Do you guys have a cameo? Can we hire you to make silly videos?
We definitely could. We don't have one because we don't
We don't
think
have
anyone would ever. We don't think anyone would ever pay for one.
well,
we could.
do it through your link tree.
Do
That's
it.
Okay. We can definitely do that. So yeah, in our link tree, we have our full merch store too. We actually just have a limited edition Emo Trash shirt that is
nice.
on there. You can grab until we run out. If there is any left, we're gonna have them on Thursday at our Emo Social. There's gonna be Emo Trash party at Sly Fox. That is totally free for Emo Social. I think it's just 21 and up, but at Sly Fox in Orlando. Also, we have a mini Florida tour that starts Saturday. All
Yep.
tickets to all those dates. We're gonna be in Fort Myers if it's not underwater on Saturday.
Ah,
Oh my god, that's right.
We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Fingers
Yay.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
But then we're gonna be in Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, and Gainesville all next week if all those cities are not underwater. But also in there, you can join our Discord, which is all totally free. All of us are hanging out in there. We have all the top Felicity fans are in there. We leak, exclusive merch in there. We leak all of our music in there. You got to see the Emo Trash music video early if you were in there. We also just have, secret Waffle House meetups after shows that you only know about if you're in there.
Right.
Oh, that's
We're gonna be
great.
doing a secret concert once a year where we're gonna try to all pick somewhere where we can all meet up and do a secret show
Oh
or
my
something.
god, that's amazing.
That is brilliant.
And also giveaways when we reach milestones where if we reach a certain number of TikTok followers, then one member of the Discord is gonna get free Felicity tickets for life to any show, no matter how big we get. You just have to say, I want to be at that show. And if you show up, you get it free, even if it means we have to buy you a ticket ourselves. So it's worth being in the Discord is what we're saying.
A lot of
Join
perks.
this Discord.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our whole merch store is in there too. So any of those ways you can support us or just follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Those are the main ones. We're on Facebook. Who does that?
Who's on Facebook?
Who does that?
Hello, April Kitty says you guys leak your feet pics in the Discord, right?
Ooh.
Maybe on
Cameo.
Maybe on Cameo.
Yeah, Cameo. You got to pay.
Yeah, I think that's a Cameo situation, that one.
I love it.
Yeah.
Damien and Mike are still teachers, so unless we can sell enough feet pics to where they can quit teaching, they might get in trouble for that.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
That would be helpful.
So
I
that'd
feel
be
like, why are your
only.
feet out here?
Corey's feet only.
Yeah.
Do your students know about your music?
Oh yeah.
They do.
That's
I love
awesome.
We're kind of on opposite ends. I teach high school. Damien teaches elementary, so different kids to resonate with. But yeah, they all know.
That's
Bless
so
their little terror
cool.
hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
surprisingly, every once in a while, they're like, I listened to your band. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, no, your band. I know that you're in a band. And I was like, how do you know this? They're so smart. Even at the elementary, younger age, they still find me.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
Mine
so
all know because I at the end of the school year I would let my students just draw pictures and I would make it into a collage to kind of commemorate that class. And before the pandemic, House of Blues would regularly do Orlando Rocks local shows, and we would be a big part of that. And it was the only time that we had an all ages show on Disney property with security where I could tell my students, hey, come one, come all, bring your parents, this is a free show you can get into. And all the wall art that just has Felicity branding that's just around the classroom now. And kids who I teach now, post pandemic, we haven't done a House of Blues show in a little while. And they just see the band and they go and look it up. And these are kids of all ages because I teach 9th through 12th Algebra 2. But I just had one of them come up to me and say, I found your band, and whenever I listen to a new band, I go to their oldest stuff and listen forward. And I go, oh my God, the oldest of old songs. That's where this girl was starting.
Torture.
And she told me some of the older jams that she liked, and I go, just keep going. Get to the more evolved version of my band. And it's really cool. They find it interesting. Right now though, it's in a post-pandemic teaching world, they're not that wowed by something like this because they spend so much time living right here and not being as much in the real world. And we are old enough where the pandemic didn't affect us to that level, but to the minds of my students now were middle schoolers during the pandemic, and they just had such a awkward social development. Just imagine being a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader and you're learning from home, you're wearing a mask, no one's really socially interacting the same way, and then you get these kids who just show up and they don't know how to ask for help or kind of behave in a classroom. And I'm sure Damien sees a different side of it with elementary, but it is nicer that the culture now, they see what Damien and I do and just think it's cool and it's different and unique for a teacher.
I agree. A few times I'll bring if they behaving and doing what they're supposed to, completing their work, I'll be like, I'm going to bring the acoustic guitar in and we'll sing. And the class surprisingly sings some songs that sometimes I try and teach them some emo songs as well. And they sing it, which is pretty awesome. So,
Yeah.
But so they definitely dig it.
I love that. Shay, do you remember when our theater professor came in with a guitar and he just played I Don't Know When the Volcano's Gonna Blow on repeat for like the entire class?
God. It was like the only song you could play. I was like, uh-huh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
take
Mix it up,
Wonderwall
guys.
at this point in time.
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
Like, Jesus. So
Yeah, I don't know.
have a random game I prepared. It's Guess the Band. I asked ChatGPT because AI is very hot right now, and it's terrible at describing
It's so
things.
hot right now.
So it's so hot. So I had them try to write band descriptions, and I tried to sprinkle in a little bit more to hopefully give more hints so they're not super vague because they were random as shit. So let's test your emo skills. I don't even.
Oh, God.
Melissa, did you look at these?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, damn. I was hoping I could quiz you too. Okay. Because I wouldn't guess these for the record. I know you guys are probably going to get them, but let's see.
All right, good.
Oh,
This
man.
band is a post-hardcore alternative rock band known for their emotionally charged lyrics, dual vocalist dynamic, and Flava Flav music video cameo.
Cool.
Take it back Sunday.
Oh!
Good. I was leaning that way. I
thought it was with the dual vocals. Yeah.
He dual vocalist and Flavor Flav's in the Euro Still Last Summer music video.
Yep. It's Taking Back
Yes!
Sunday. Points all around.
Point.
I'm not emo enough, guys. Sorry. According to Twitter.
Yeah.
The
Not-
next one is not only were they one half of an iconic band rivalry, Blank was an alternative rock emo band celebrated for their introspective and often dark poetic lyrics, evolving sound, and impactful presence. I think the first part was most important. Iconic
Yeah, they're-
band rivalry.
They're one half of an iconic band rivalry.
Iconic band.
Brand New is in a pretty big rivalry. Brand New.
Drew!
Jeez.
Wow.
Brand
Drew,
new,
good
Drew.
choice.
Drew's like, I know this shit.
Maybe I can just sit back and let the master take
It's
over.
like his blockbuster trivia. We can never beat him.
Fuck yeah.
I might be autistic.
Emo Jeopardy. We love this.
This is like Emo Jeopardy. So this band is an iconic punk rock trio, and they're recognized for their energetic anthems, social commentary, guy liner, and widespread influence throughout the 90s and early 2000s.
Green Day.
Green Day, yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yes,
Green Day.
It was the guy. It was the guy
It was
line.
the guy
It was
line,
guy
right?
The social stuff. I was like, it's not Blink-182. It's got to be another.
Yeah,
one.
the social
Guy-
stuff made Blink out of it. Yeah.
Yep, Guy Liner. That's definitely Green Day. Good job, Damien.
Thank you.
Blank is a pop punk trio renowned for catchy melodies, irreverent humor, and ability to not only break out of their hometown, but climb all the way up the social ladder into the bed of a socialite.
That's Blink-182.
Yeah.
That's Blink-182.
That one's Blink-182.
Good job, Travis. Blank,
Thank you guys.
Blank is a progressive rock band distinguished by their intricate concept albums, blending of various musical styles, and the distinctive high-pitched vocals of lead singer Claudio Sanchez.
Cody.
I was like, I knew you're gonna
Yeah.
get this right away.
You knew that third of the way in.
The moment I got to Claudio,
Yeah,
If
Claudia.
you guys looked at Claudio, we would have had that in like 2 sentences.
he had the hair.
Yeah.
It's
Have you
Cody.
guys listened to Ludo? Concept album always makes me think of the artist Ludo. They have such good story album.
Ooh, I need to get into that.
No, I haven't.
No, I gotta check that out. Ludo.
Oh my god,
Ludo.
yeah. It's so good. They have a story album about a guy time traveling to try to save the life of his wife. It's like,
Ooh.
I always
I
feel
know.
like your concept album would be so fun, but like it's literally the opposite. It's like the opposite of what the world wants.
Yeah, it's not the convention right now.
Like you have to be so famous to do a concept album for anyone to care.
You have to be like
so
Beyonce,
true.
basically.
Like Kanye
He's-
West was the
he's
last
Swift.
person to do a
He's
concept.
Swift.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift can do a concept album.
Yeah.
Post Malone can do a concept album. Kanye can do a concept album. Like that's like it.
Damn.
Maybe this next band could do one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Blank is a theatrical and influential emo alternative rock band characterized by their dramatic concept albums, eclectic musical range, and visually captivating performances and iconic blood red ties.
Pan. Oh,
Like
my
them.
cam. Ooh.
Yeah.
I was about to say
Red
Panic
Ties.
to the end.
Panic was very
Ooh.
close. That was
Panic
it
was
was
very
Panic
close.
all the way up until
All,
like
all the way to the tie. Yeah, all the way to
Yep.
the ties. It could
Yep.
have
a
been
little bit
Panic.
Yeah.
before the tie.
That's the distinguisher.
Yeah, the red ties gave it.
Red
that time.
tie definitely kicked him out.
So, Blank is a female-fronted dynamic pop-punk alternative rock band known for their powerful vocals, emotionally charged lyrics, and evolving sound that spans from energetic punk to mainstream pop.
Paramore.
Paramore?
Absolutely
Yeah.
Paramore. They got that.
Guys,
pop
I don't know. I
vibe.
think we're pretty emo right now. I
I
gotta
think
be
you're
honest.
emo as
Yeah,
shit.
crushing right now.
You're so emo that if we were all in high school, you'd be shoved into a locker by a preppy person.
No, we're
If
the
anyone says
I
you
saw
guys
that
are
tweet written
posers,
somewhere.
Like, so not true.
if y'all ever called posers, you can just show them this clip.
Be like,
yeah.
we know our stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to see if they
Alright.
could get all of these.
Right? They wouldn't.
This-
They literally wouldn't.
This band is a post-hardcore band recognized for their emotive and raw musical style, fusing elements of punk and alternative rock with introspective lyrics, and the lead singer got to date Ozzy Osbourne's daughter.
Use.
Done.
Wow, so
Wow.
good.
Damn.
Through with the trivia.
The
I thought
lead
that was
singer
good.
also
I thought that was
threw a
Tom
marker at Shazilla.
Yeah. Shoulda, woulda,
He probably
coulda. Shoulda made out with him on that Warped Tour, but I did not. I was too afraid of him.
I mean, he'd probably be
Wow.
pretty gross at
Yeah.
Warped Tour. I heard
That's what I was
stories
always
he
thinking.
didn't shower for your entire Warped Tour.
That's why I was
he
like,
would just
nope.
he wore the same pair of jeans entire Warped Tours. He used to do it to like prove a point.
Yeah, that's
Those
why I'm
like,
like,
jeans
I'm gonna-
could stand up by themselves at the end.
Oh,
Like,
no, thank you. No, thank you.
Man. Legend
this
though. He was
band-
super nice.
Oh, I
Super nice
believe it. My friend Bryce Hall just did a tour with them. He said he was really nice, but he was wild. And I'm like, I bet. Like, I could bet he wouldn't
I get
shower.
that.
This band is an American emo alternative rock band hailing from Ohio, known for their melodic, emotionally charged music, often characterized by heartfelt lyrics and a blend of post-hardcore and pop-punk elements.
right.
Hawthorne.
That's
Great
right.
dudes.
Are
Another
there any
band-
other bands
honestly.
from Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ugh.
I don't
It's
know.
crazy for being in Felicity. We've gotten to like hang out with a lot of. For some reason, we've gotten to somehow cross paths with Austin Heights so many times. And we
Yeah.
got-
So nice.
Really?
Yeah.
we got to hang out with JT for like 4 hours straight last year, and it was so tough.
Yeah, it was.
So
It was.
sick.
Yeah, he's
So
been
down to
nice.
earth. So down to earth. So much great advice too.
He's been straight edge his entire life. Married his high school sweetheart. Had a kid when he was 19. He had his like baby on the side of headlining Warped Tour, and like when he was 19 years old. Crazy stories.
Yeah.
They're all
so
so nice
cute.
too. From what I've like heard and stuff, they're just supposed
Yeah,
also
yeah. Very
nice.
down to earth guys.
They have their own. They own their own merch printing company, so they can print all their own merch, and they like profit off
smart.
selling their own merch like double because they own the merch printing company that prints all their merch, so they can like business expense all their own merch from like the company that they like buy merch from themselves that they business expense from the company that they print the merch that they business expense. Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant!
That's tight.
So
American
brilliant.
dream.
I agree with Gothic Luna. When are you guys going to go on tour then with them? Come on.
That'd be so sick. Maybe
Whenever
someday.
they want to take us out.
Guys, start this hashtag. Get it going on Twitter. and
Yes,
Instagram.
yes,
Yeah.
guys. Keep tagging
Tag
Hawthorne Heights
Hawthorne Heights.
in everything and tell them we want to tour with them.
It'd be so much fun.
Yes.
All right, I feel like you guys are going to get this one really quick.
Oh yeah.
Blank is a multi-platinum selling American pop punk band recognized for their energetic sound, witty lyrics, long-ass song titles, and hot bassists.
Yes.
Who married Jessica Simpson's sister.
Oh,
AI
Fall
thinks
Out
he's
Boy.
hot.
I think he was hot. So
Pete
Shay added
Wentz-
that
Pete
part.
Wentz
Shay
is
added
like one of
that.
the hottest emos of all time.
Come on, he's a hot emo.
Yeah,
Has to
he's
be
like
noted.
if you were like ChatGPT, who is the hottest emo of all time? It would probably say Jared Leto, or
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, is he an emo though?
Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars. Definitely
Yeah,
fit
30 seconds.
that,
Yeah.
fit that time period. I was like, what was
he's
it?
not emo
Kill?
anymore.
Yeah,
He's
not
not
maybe
emo
not
anymore.
anymore. Now he's like
No.
a cult
He's an
leader,
actor.
but
He's too much of an actor.
No, you can't say he's not
He's
emo anymore.
a movie
You
star.
can't. He
He's
is.
the
I know what you're
Joker.
saying.
He Wentz is still emo though.
fuck yeah, he is. This band is a Canadian rock band renowned for their energetic blend of punk rock and alternative music, marked by catchy hooks and distinctive blend of humor and introspection in their songs, and one of the best swimming pool related music videos of the early 2000s.
Sum 41.
You see? Oh.
I'm thinking some point. Yeah, that's.
Fuck yeah.
You're so good.
'Cause
I
they
know
be
they're
in
Alright.
from
too deep.
Canada.
I asked Chat GPT about who the hottest emo is.
Oh, yeah, who do they say?
They said the term hottest can be subjective and a bunch of blah, 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 blah. But it said, as of my latest update, artists like Gerard Way and Haley Williams were widely recognized.
Gerard Way is not the answer.
He would have been my answer personally, but that's fine.
Maybe if you look at like a certain year, maybe like
Yeah.
2003,
Gerard Way forever.
2004, not 2023.
No. Definitely.
Yeah, but I feel like back in the day, well, I guess.
All right, this is the last one, so you guys have gotten every single one, right?
This is pressure.
Yeah.
This is pressure.
Oh my God.
You're gonna
Way
get
to
this
way to
one.
build it up right now. Oh my.
Drum roll, Chat. All right. This band is an American post-hardcore band notable for their dynamic sound, characterized by a combination of aggressive guitar-driven melodies and emotive vocals, with Sonny Moore, later known as Skrillex, as one of their former lead vocalists.
From first to last.
Nailed
Drew's
it.
body
Yeah.
language is just like, I got this.
Boom.
Drew is on it.
We're not emo enough, guys. We just proved it.
100%.
Guys, done.
When I saw the Ride the Wings of Pestilence music video and he just yaks right in the middle of it, I'm like, hardcore.
So fucking
Yep.
hardcore.
Hope everyone on
God.
Twitter sees this. And we
Yeah.
play Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional to prove that we are, in fact, Emo Trash.
Dedicated. That's like,
Yeah.
like if you would ask me like who the most emo band was back then, like I would have said like Dashboard.
Or
Yeah.
Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah.
Or Hawthorne
Yeah.
Heights, because like
Or
it's
Hawthorne
Or Hawthorne
emotional,
Heights. Yeah.
Capital E, emo, Hawthorne
like
Heights.
emotional,
Or something corporate, maybe.
So yeah, love
Hawthorne Heights,
something corporate.
like when you said,
Emo.
what does an emo band look like? You'd say, go look at Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah.
Go look at a picture of Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah.
God, what an era.
Talking about something corporate, seeing Andrew McMahon just do whatever he's going to do on stage, just that's enough. It doesn't even have to be the something corporate
Yep.
brand. It can just be him.
Mm.
Fuck.
Did you guys have any bands in your MySpace top 8?
Oh, yeah. I had Avenged
Oh.
Sevenfold.
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember. Oh.
He is legend. I remember I
Oh
used to
my
remember
God.
getting into MySpace bands. They were a MySpace band.
He
They were
is
awesome.
legend was all she wrote. I had the Blood Brothers. I was a Blood Brothers girl. That was my shit. Them and Fear Before the March of Flames. I don't know. I was into like a lot of the little hardcore screamy stuff.
Did you listen to Receiving End of Sirens was a big post-hardcore
Oh, man.
MySpace band that was sick. That those bands didn't get on Instagram fast enough, I guess, or something.
Yeah.
They didn't leave
Yeah.
MySpace fast enough, and the world left them behind.
Yeah.
Was Kill Hannah emo?
Yeah. They were like European.
Right?
They were like European emo.
I liked Kill Hannah a lot.
I love
yeah, I
Kill
remember.
Hannah. Lips Like Morphine and I Want to Be a Kennedy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks like that's right. Yeah.
Lips like morphine.
God, that shit's so great. Wait, no. Do you remember that band Tokyo Hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to know
I
something
still have
crazy?
their album.
So there was twins in that, or like brothers in that band, right? One of them is married to Heidi Klum.
Whoa.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
guy
God.
from Tokyo, they're German. He ended up marrying Heidi fucking Klum. She was like, "Yes, look at this little emo boy. I'm gonna take this one home." So stay emo.
She
Continue
said
to be
hello,
emo.
Slayer
You
boy.
never know. You never know. You might marry.
You could go home
Heidi
with a fucking
Klum.
Superman.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
pretty sure Joel Madden is still married to Cameron Diaz, so just put her
Yeah.
on for the email.
And Nicole Richie is still with Joel Madden.
Joel Madden and the other ones with Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, Benji is with Cameron
Benji's
Diaz,
with Cameron
and
Diaz,
Joel Madden is with Nicole Richie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sometimes the emo guys win in the end.
The
Yeah.
Blink Kardashian combo I was not expecting, to be honest, though.
True.
That
Hey.
mashup I did not see. I feel like we're in a dark timeline.
2022, 2023 has been the year of the emo, let me tell you.
It
Yeah.
is.
Travis
It's
Barker
so
and MGK taking over the world, just being like in the forefront of Hollywood, bringing that music to the forefront of like mainstream. And I'll just say what everyone can talk shit on MGK and be like, oh, what did he do? It's like he single-handedly saved rock and roll music for every genre of rock and metal. Look what MGK, look what he did for Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon is like mainstream because of like what MGK did like 2 years ago.
Really?
So many things. Yeah.
What
it's
I
cool.
think is really funny is like I remember before COVID happened, like when MGK was still doing like he was doing like rap stuff, and I knew him from like that Wild Boy song, and then he came out with that pop punk album, and before like 2020 COVID stuff happened, I remember all these people who were in the scene and like in big bands that like I know like Justin and all of his friends and Bryce and all of their friends and all these other big notable bands, they were like, damn, this is like new, have you heard like the new MGK pop punk album? It's so good, and they were all talking about it, and then all of a sudden it became, we don't like MGK online, and the table just flipped, and now no one is like down to say that they liked that album. But I distinctly remember everyone being obsessed with it at one point in time, like talking about it.
Yeah.
But then it's like the internet got a hold of him and was like, no, we don't like this, and now people completely ignore that album. Oops, I'm sorry, I was just trying to bring up our winner. I was trying to bring up our winner, but I had it up. It's in our thing. Goth Bunny, I'm sorry. Goth Bunny, you won. I was trying to pull it up as our thing, and then I realized it was on our random thing. Goth Bunny, you won. I selected a random thing, and I brought up your window to have it to the side, and I just realized it was displayed on the middle of the stream. So, sorry, Goth Bunny, you won. I'm sorry.
Congrats, Goth Bunny.
You win.
I just realized I brought it up because I have like the share the screen thing on, and I opened her up in a new window, and I looked over and I was like, oh shit, I just have her whole screen name just blared there. Sorry, babe. That was weird. I know how to internet.
We do giveaways every week now, April Kitty.
Yeah.
So she is the winner of this week's merch giveaway.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should come hang out on streams. We do giveaways and stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I want to go to some of your local
Awesome.
shows, please.
Can you play
Yeah,
in LA again? And I actually know about it this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
That will happen again.
ASAP. We had 2 crazy shows. We had more people show up to see us in LA than we had in Orlando. We had never played a show in LA before, so it was crazy. They showed up.
Yeah.
And emo night in LA was insane. Emo night in LA.
Oh man, that was so much
Such a
fun.
huge scene. It was amazing.
They have that pretty frequently too.
Yeah. It was at the
different
Avalon.
moments.
It was
Yeah.
nuts.
Let's set it up again. Let's set it up again, Drew. Let's make it happen.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to clip out a bunch of stuff proving that you guys are obviously amazing, and just for stuff to use on your feed if you want it. And
Absolutely.
you're definitely welcome
Appreciate
to
it.
come back anytime. Sometimes we'd like to do game nights, or if you want to do like a stream where you get together and, I don't know, play music or anything. We're down for anything.
Dungeons
Just
and
hit up-
Dragons.
Oh yeah, we want to do Dungeons and Dragons if you guys want to do that with us.
That's cool.
I've never played before. I've always wanted to.
Oh good.
I've
Okay.
Yes.
Who's
Okay,
gonna be the
what?
DM? Who's gonna DM?
Same.
We're gonna get a Dungeon Master.
Okay, good. Yeah. I've played, but I've never been a DM because it's a lot of work.
I can't
That's
DM.
so much work.
So we're gonna get a big pro DM.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I can't handle that responsibility.
I want to be a cleric or a